I want to record this. Now, normally we'd be doing Riku's story right about now. But I wanted to show something off to Logan now that we've beaten this game. Pretty sure, yeah, this is what it is. I'm pretty sure that by now, if I make my way back to there...
Back to where?
Here. Oh, because I think I need to remake the door. Let's try that again. Shit, okay, now. So what I was trying to do was the fact that, like, after you beat the game, supposedly a second chest would appear in each of these rooms. I wouldn't know because I usually just never touch the save file after I'm done with it.
Yeah. But...
You know, because I don't like this game much. Like, I like it enough to beat it, not, like, even then, it took me literal multiple times to re-beat it. It's just, I don't want to have to play this game more than I have to.
Well, neither do I.
Okay, let's go back to the actual title screen.
Fuck this game. Well, welcome back, by the way. It's been a solid 2 weeks since we last played this. And we have a good reason, standard.
We quite literally beat 2 different stories.
Yeah. On the same day we beat Sora Story, we beat Omori, and that was something.
That was a lot, especially since we skipped a lot too.
Pun intended.
And I should know because here's a cutscene.
He's dead. I wish that was the case.
Where am I?
Purgatory.
Stay asleep.
Who's there?
You should remain asleep. Here, between light and dark.
Between what? The king! Where's the king? Together we close the door to darkness. After that?
You came drifting here by yourself. You did not have the strength to overcome the darkness. Or maybe you were close to it.
As if I'm some kind of demon.
Turn from the light. Shut your eyes. Here, blanketed by the darkness, sleep is safety.
Light enough to not be the darkness if you ask me.
Sleep is eternal. But
Wow.
Oh, what's this?
It
is a door to the truth. Take it and your sleep ends as you take the first step toward the truth. But know this. The truth will bring you pain. Will you still go? There is no return to the security of sleep.
This seemed like a boring place to take a nap anyway.
That was very well said, Riku.
The light. It's blinding.
Oh.
Oh no.
Welcome to, if I remember correctly, the basement floors.
A door to the truth, huh?
Oh.
Anyways.
I was saying, here's how you know, basement 12th floor.
Yeah.
Look at this. There's nothing down here. These assholes literally have 12 floors of basement, and like, it's basically just nothing. Like, why have 12 floors of basement?
Are you gonna save in a separate slot? Yeah.
I don't want to give that slot up.
Sure. Fair. Alright.
I was gonna say, the reason I know, like, how much we miss about Omori is that when I got home, I basically started watching an Omori Let's Play to see what the fuck I missed because, well, let's be honest here, we weren't gonna be touching,
that game again.
the Hikikomori route.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was a lot that I missed. Especially since the Let's Play I watched, Nico B, actually got the universally loved ending, and he did the Hikikomori route first. Which people gave him shit for, but honestly, I think he might have had the right idea.
Yeah, I mean, it's a blind playthrough after all.
Like, when he did the Hikikomori route first, he basically got so attached to the characters that by the time he actually got to the true route, he was, like, hit emotionally significantly more. And,
Still.
like, so I, like, after watching that entire Let's Play, I basically, like, broke down in tears significantly faster, and I ended up doing that at the last duet instead of at the credits.
It's an emotional game. And then, like the first thing Steven texted me that night is like, hey, I found a meme where Mario's a molester. And I was like, oh boy, that thing.
Yeah. That was on, like, the first night, like, after that.
The Oscars were that night, apparently.
Everything Everywhere All at Once rightfully swept. Well, they didn't sweep, obviously, but, like, they did get the most awards.
Best animated feature finally went to another studio that isn't Disney or Pixar for the first time in 5 years. 4 years? 4 years. So yeah, it's, other than that, the Oscars were trash. So yeah, I have corrupted Steven into enlightenment via Omori as I continue to spread the virus.
And this is what playing as Riku's like, by the way. If you notice, it's significantly faster. Almost like it plays like an actual game of Kingdom Hearts for a bit.
Almost.
You see?
Darkness boost.
Raises Riku's AP and
Attack.
Let's have him be slightly stronger now. But you wanna know why?
Why? Cannot customize his card deck. He must fight with a provided card deck. Cards will change as Riku advances throughout the game. Well, that saves us a lot of time.
Yes, quite literally. The reason Riku's plays faster is because you don't have to worry about the deck. You're basically all but playing an actual Kingdom Hearts game now. This is why Riku's story is significantly better. If only just because you don't have to worry about everything else.
Well.
On the downside, if you notice, you can't edit your deck.
Yeah.
That means certain cards are not going to be here.
Yeah.
Like, want to know, healing. But on the other plus side, reload time is now not a thing. You hit X after you run out of cards, you immediately have all your cards back.
Good. Man, it's like if it was an actual Kingdom Hearts game.
What's the status?
Anyway, I also like to reiterate, every kill meme is canon.
I was gonna say, like, that's probably the funniest part is because, like, Nico, like, basically part ways into the Hikikomori, all, like, outright said that, Kel's my son, just because, like, Kel was so like him. And it kept going to the point where you just rolled with it.
Kel gaming.
Like, his audience were, like, legitimately just rolling with it, especially when he did stuff like, ask, hey, you see this, family portrait. It's wrong. Like change it to me and like my channel waifu thing.
We missed a good chunk of that. At the very least, I want to do the recycle disc quest, so I'm very glad I was able to do that.
He actually beat the he beat it on the second attempt, but he saved right before it and actually went ahead and beat him.
You can beat that thing?
Yes.
Damn.
You only really lose if you're knocked out.
Well, he knocked out Sunny in one hit, and then it was all a dream.
To be fair though, he also had that one item that raises Sunny's stats. The seashell.
Yeah.
And he's a better gamer than you.
Gosh.
Technically, I'm pretty sure he's a better gamer than me, so I could say that.
Well, I'm a better gamer than you, so.
No, you want to know how we know this? The man has some weird-ass luck. Like, when I say he gets rare jobs, like, casually, I'm not making a joke. I've seen him, like, get the rarest, item in Earthbound, right?
Yeah.
Which is an item that has like a 1 in 200 drop rate from one enemy that's actually really strong and kind of rare to get, right?
Yeah.
And it's not rare, but it's like limited to a certain area. And he got it on the third time he fought that enemy.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't even hunting for it. He was just playing the story mode normal.
Huh.
The man has some bullshit luck.
Well, after playing Omori twice, I can now say I never want to touch that game ever again.
Actually, look at that. Even his dodge roll's better. There's a reason why it's like outright stated that like Riku was meant to be the protagonist, and it's because clearly, as shown by this game, he kind of is better. He's just better at controlling right now.
Was this part of the original JP version?
No, the whole Riku story was like in the PS2 release, if I remember correctly.
I thought so.
This is basically the thing that they added in to like make it actually worthwhile to buy. To the people who already had it. Because to anybody else, it was a worthwhile purchase because they didn't have it actually.
The people who buy the GTA and not PS2.
You'd be surprised at how come that was apparently.
Yeah. Nintendo fans don't play non-Nintendo games.
I think you mean PlayStation fans, because they were the ones that were mostly complaining about that.
Dream Drop Distance was on the 3DS, so... And that was the first one to properly advance the story, so I don't know what they're on.
The thing is, but by that point, people had realized that owning a handheld was actually necessary to get the full story, because by then, 358 had already come out.
I mean, Birth by Sleep was on the PSP.
Yeah, that's like, even just one of the handhelds kind of worked.
Buys a whole bunch of consoles just to catch up with the Kingdom Hearts 4.
Then it all came out on PS3.
Yeah, twice, and then the PS3 existed.
I mean PS4.
PS4. And then it got ported to Xbox, and then PC, and then kind of Switch, but not really. And then Amazon was St. Patrick's Day came and went. Nothing noteworthy happened.
I don't know. It was my sister's birthday yesterday.
Huh, how'd that go?
Well, not really her birthday yesterday. Her birthday's on the 23rd, but that's when we celebrated the party. Classic Mexican thing.
My birthday's coming up.
That's not even a joke. Like, you'd be surprised at how often, like, people celebrate on their actual birthday and, like, how often Mexicans will just push it back to the weekend. Wisely, might I add, because if we didn't, the trash would have been full of shit from the party that we wouldn't have been able to throw away our actual trash.
Yeah. My birthday's coming up. Totally.
Your birthday is literally like
I know.
6 days before mine.
I was testing to see if you would catch on. My birthday's in December.
And it was as like saying, by the way, as now someone who's actually gone into the fanfiction section.
Oh no. What have you encountered?
What haven't I encountered?
Okay, fair point. But what have you encountered? Or what have you seen?
A lot.
Okay. Do share.
Do you really want the honest truth?
Yes.
Okay, I've encountered a shit ton of, like, sunburn stories and
That's
also
Sunny and
sunflower stories.
That's Sunny and Basil.
And some suntan stories.
Sunny and Cal.
Honestly, I skipped quite a few of them.
Yeah.
And of course, I've already encountered the lewd stories.
Of course.
I think the second most popular one is one where, like, every character is gender bent and Sunny sleeps with them all.
That's goofy.
Yeah. And all I can think about, meanwhile, here is, man, what is it with everyone's obsession with, like, trying to make, like, fucking stories in which, like, it takes place after the bad ending?
Angst?
Yeah, I don't care for angst much. Like, I will enjoy it in a story if it has an actual, like, meaning.
Oh, yeah.
But angst for angst's sake is some bullshit.
Oyasumi.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Give me some illumined darkness. I'm gonna go with this one. I want to level up as fast as possible. No, but like the main reasoning is because like the amount of stories where they make the parents as cartoonishly evil as possible is just
Yeah, that's funny.
like one where I saw like where it shows Sunny's mom admitting to Hiro like in a phone call that like after he committed suicide, they're like, "Good, I've been meaning to try and get him to kill himself all this time." I'm like wondering, yo, do you people know how to write people?
No, apparently. Well, I don't know. As I mentioned, I once saw one where Sunny becomes an occultist and resurrects Mori from the
I
dead.
think I passed that one. I thought about reading it, but I remember that you didn't give it a good recommendation, so I was like, nah.
Well, I said it was goofy. It's still ongoing. And there's a couple like that.
Maybe I'll read it. Like I could circle back. It was only like a page ago.
There.
I'm reading by number of kudos. Is the thing.
Let me see what's the I sorted by hits. What's the longest in terms of word count?
I don't read like significantly long stories often, because unless they have like an actual story that intrigues me.
Well, the second longest is incest.
Which one?
Mari Sunny.
I remember like I remember like just thinking back to like the whole like conversation when I saw hands and like, should I read it? No.
No, it's four separate works, and it's like I read it, and it wasn't as bad as disturbing as I thought it would be, but maybe that's because I've seen it.
The thing is, it feels like it's just kicking down. Mori already died. You don't have to make her a horrible human being.
Or do you?
Especially for a joke based on like a few lines of dialogue relating to Hiro instead of, Sunny, and also a face she makes, again, to her love interest.
What's good and good looking?
Like, I know we're all terminally online, but come on, people. Like, at some level, it's kind of a fucked thing to imply that, like, a sister whose main crime is basically just not realizing her brother's limitations, like, also had to be a horrible human being who molested him.
It's just interpretation, and I don't know the best way to put it in the words.
No, I'm actually having like an entire conversation with Logan on this.
Yeah, you did.
And how much I dislike the concept of it all.
Well, I mean, it's
like, I could getting really pissy at incest fans because, let's be honest here, I've been on the internet. I know exactly what type of things people write lewd shit about.
Well, the author said they don't mean to support incest.
I know. Like, I understand the message of anti-incest, but at the same time, it's based on a joke with no actual evidence. Like, what's the evidence for this again? Oh yes, Mari has what I can only qualify as a healthy amount of interest in her love interest at the age of 15. Might as well just call her a slut while you're at it, huh?
There's also a bunch of AUs that have Sunny die instead of Mari.
Oh yeah. I've seen the sheer amount of like Omori stories and stuff like that. By the way, like, I am so happy to be controlling Riku because I swear to God, every time I come back to Riku's story, all I can think is, man, this plays significantly better. Like, I'm not joking. Playing Riku is so much of an upgrade from playing this game as Sora.
Alright, I'm looking at By Kudos, and the second most popular one is literally 93 chapters long. And it's one where fucking Hero, Kel, and Aubrey and Basil possess the...
Oh yeah, I read that one actually!
The entire thing? Or...
Yeah, the entire thing of like them like possessing their dream counterparts.
Yeah, I started reading that, but it was like, I'm tired.
I read the entire thing in like one day.
One day?!
Like, to be fair, it might qualify as 2 because I read it into like the night.
Yeah.
But you'd be surprised at how fast I am with reading things like when I'm actually interested.
There's the fourth most is the infamous Your Back Mari alternate universe, where a hero becomes a maniac. I'd rather not elaborate further.
All I know is that I was warned against one person in particular. A person called Omega Fallon.
Oh, that one, yeah, that like took inspiration from Hands, but and then decided to fetishize it. And then,
like, I can understand fetishizing stuff in like lewd stories because that makes sense.
The author called them out.
But like, if you're gonna do something that I'm guessing isn't even like an actual lewd story, since I don't think I saw any of their stories with like an E rating. Like, what's the point? And also, why take inspiration after something like famously anti that?
Compared from like the 7,000 fics, there's only 600 that have an E rating.
Yeah,
which is less than I thought, but okay.
Funnily enough, I'm pretty sure I started seeing E-rated Omori fics just by looking at the explicit tag instead of Omori. By that I mean like while I was just searching explicit.
Yeah.
While I was still while we were still playing, I started seeing fics about that.
Fics and fic. He's the one.
Also, the amount of stories where like it suddenly just has Sunny go into worlds where he died is just it's a thing.
It's a trip, okay. This game is a trip, and this is what I've been doing for the past like 2 months at this point to cope. Someone send help.
That's where the story continues. I might as well explore all the rooms before that. I want to level up before I have to fight a boss.
One More Time, which has the Omori game pop up on Kel's laptop after the bad ending.
Oh wait, I think I read this one.
It's still ongoing, currently 37 chapters out.
Yeah, is that the one that's like that's the most recent update was this year?
The most recent update was a couple days ago.
Yeah, I read that one too.
Yeah. It's fun. Kel kicks Sunny's door down, which...
Oh, I love that one. That shit was funny.
Perfect. Sunny wants to do the Hikikomori mount. Kel takes that personally.
Fucking, they basically made it, like, if I remember correctly, that one, they basically treated him kind of like, Komi-san, in which they don't talk and they show a bunch of cat features. Where they basically just act like a cat.
Yeah.
Also, whenever, like, it came into the Sunny's, like, mentality, all I could think is, this motherfucker really is, like, putting all of his faith in cats.
Rip Miwo.
Probably
dead.
Also, the sheer amount of stories where, like, Miwo is, like, explicitly just dead.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, what? What do y'all have against Miwo? I'm more accepting of the ones where Miwo runs away from being neglected. Because at least, like, then we have, like, a chance that Miwo finds a happy family or something.
Yeah. Oh, I found one. It really works. Where, post good ending, Cal brings a peanut butter and jelly sandwich to
Oh yeah, I read that one too!
And it fucking falls, and bam, life cam. It really works.
Yeah, that one isn't done yet either.
Yeah.
That's
the last update was like 2021. Yeah,
that one, that sucks, because the last update was like right around the time Sunny and his mom finally show up.
And the author is currently working on a Hollow Knight work, so... If it gets updated, I will... I don't know. I will pick up the violin and have my sister push me down the stairs. I say that, but I don't have stairs. Unless you count the small steps in this garage.
I've tripped on my the steps outside of my house before. It's a bitch.
I will say I don't mean to... If I get death threats from this, I do not care. I am not a fan of the Sunny and Basil ship, because that's basically bonding through trauma, and...
No, I have my own issues against that ship, too. One of my major issues is the fact that I just don't trust Basil. I swear, Basil shows all the bad signs of, like, a yandere, in which I'd rather just, stay away for your own safety, Sunny.
Yeah.
Like, say what you will about how Aubrey treated him, like, when he got out, but we can see her issues were a lot less severe. Basil straight up stabs the motherfucker in the eye! Yeah. I'm not sure if I would ever trust that person around me ever again. Like, I don't care how much collective trauma these two have. The fact that, like, Basil's way of fixing everything involved murdering his best friend kind of already says, no, let's not ship these two. Let's take them to a psychiatric ward.
Basil needs help. Please.
Like, he desperately needs it. Honestly, as obvious that Sunny isn't ready for, like, actual romance because, you know, he's gone through so much shit, Basil is even less ready. In fact, I don't think he's ready to be outside of a padded room right now.
Most of the ones I see where Sunny gets with someone, it usually takes place like a few months to a year after the ending. At the very
least. Because that's smart writing.
Yeah, you know?
In fact,
because I've
even seen it where it starts being hinted at, but like even then, like earlier. But even then, more often than not, they'll say that they don't actually get together until significantly later.
Yeah. And that's smart because at that point, like, by good ending, Sunny's only reconnected for them for like 3 days, 4 days.
Yeah, like, that's no way to base a relationship. I think the only ones I've seen that have it happen, like, before the truth coming out is in stories where, like, Aubrey encounters Sunny before the events of the story. And in which case, it's usually involving, like, Aubrey basically busting her way into Sunny's life against his own will. Which, to be fair, is something the man desperately needs, considering what his mental state's at.
Yeah.
In fact, that's basically what Kel did.
It's canon.
Like, if it weren't for Kel, chances are Sunny would never have stepped out.
Did you know, like, when the game first came out, like, there was a bug where one of the neutral links...
Oh yeah, I heard about this!
Kel would follow you home instead of something. And Kel would follow you when moving out, I have to say.
Yeah, Kel moves away.
And they had
They talked about that on the Nico Let's Play.
They had to patch that out, and they said, fix the bug where Kel moved away with you. And I couldn't stop laughing when I heard about that, but it's a canon ending, guys, trust me.
I'd rather not have that the canon ending.
Joking.
I'd rather Sunny face his troop and move on.
I'm pretty sure the canon ending is a good ending.
That's why it's called the true ending, yes.
Yeah. I will say I am a Sunny and Aubrey fan all the way.
Yeah, out of all the ships, they're probably the one that has the most chance of actually being a thing.
Yeah.
Like, Sunny clearly sees Kel as explicitly like a brother figure.
Yeah.
And, honestly, I think Kel has way too many options for love interests. Like, straight up. Like, people already ship him with Mincy and Corey, I think her name, yeah.
Chris, blue-haired girl. That even though we know the name, the text box is never fucking updated.
Not gonna lie, I like Mincy more just because.
We didn't do Mincy in our run.
Yeah, no, but like what I did see is just.
Yeah.
Like Chris has the thing of. I honestly think Chris is the more popular ship for Kel.
Pretty sure.
But like, Chris's main thing is that like she gets along with him. Meanwhile, like thanks to Nico's Let's Play, I saw how Mincy and Kel interact. Kel's just so fucking like determined to get her to feel better about herself that like it works better in my eyes. Especially considering how like it's blatantly obvious that like she likes him as a person.
Yeah.
Like she views Sunny and Kel as friends by the end of that entire storyline. But there's a reason why, like, her drawing involves Kel and not just you. Like, Sunny gives a thumbs up. Kel talks about how good she is at drawing.
Kel demon.
Like, as much as most of the side stories revolving around Sunny interacting with people, in reality, that side story was basically just mostly Kel.
Yeah. What else is there?
And the less said about, Sunny's, I think, 4th most popular ship? The better.
4th.
His sister. And that's only the 4th most popular explicitly for loot stories, let's be honest.
Then, Sunny's commonly shipped with, his entire friend group, except Hero, thankfully.
Yeah, that's why I said the 4th most popular, because Hero's, like, never on that ballot.
And most of the time, when they do explore Hero and Sunny, it's usually like, older brother figure.
Yeah.
Which...
thank God.
Thank God. Unless, people are drunk.
No, like, it just feels wrong to ship Sunny with either of them, really.
Yeah. The age difference really throws me off.
Also, like, say what you will about how disconnected Sunny is with all of his friends, but at the very least, they're the same age as him.
Yeah.
Like, at 16, which is what Sunny is at the moment of canon.
Yeah.
Hero is 19 at the earliest and 20 at latest. The man's a full-grown adult. I don't want the idea of those two, like, in any sort of relationship like that. I know this word doesn't, like, sometimes doesn't mean much in the context of fanfiction, but yeah, that's straight up pedophilia.
But all characters are ages to 18, so it's fine.
That's slightly more of a thing, but at the same time, usually that's mostly just for porn stories.
That's true.
And that's because people don't like the idea of having to think about underage characters as underage.
It's all fun and games.
And even then, more often than not, like, those types of stories will outright, like, try to describe them as looking different from what they did back at 16.
Yeah.
because they're smart enough to realize people really do not want to think of them as looking exactly the same. Also, because Sunny, for us, another common fanfiction trope. Sunny is being described as looking like he's still 12. Like, look, I get that he's malnourished and all that, and he's demonstrably the weakest, and in general, just the shortest. Sunny doesn't look like Omori, who is Sunny at 12. Sunny has grown a little bit.
A little bit. And also
not a lot, but a little.
It also took me this long to notice, but apparently, it doesn't look like that Dreamworld Aubrey is wearing pants of any kind.
Oh, the reasoning for that is because, like, she's wearing a dress, right? A night dress. But more importantly, that's because if you remember, like, how we were talking about the whole Omori boy thing?
Yeah.
I read some more of that. There was an entire image where Omori's like, neighbors. And it showed, like, this flashing image of the neighbor's room, right?
Yeah.
Funnily enough, this story is clearly meant to, like, have, like, Sunny and all of his friends be slightly older, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, this is, like, before they finalized all that idea. As TV tropes I pointed out and I'd seen, in that version of Headspace, Aubrey's only shown wearing, a shirt and panties, so she's wearing even less.
Yeah.
So, the nitrous is basically the censored version.
Yeah.
Granted, this is the same story, which, and I quote, Omori's first words to the audience are,
I'm Omori.
I'm
I rap and play old games.
Yeah! I found it, by the way.
Yeah, he texted me then, and I was like, oh yeah, it was only a matter of time.
That's...
I'm pretty sure I mentioned, like, Omori was a porn addict in the original version. And then you found that.
Yeah! And it really does explain quite a bit about his mentality. More specifically, where characters like the Slime Girls come from.
Yeah, I was gonna bring up the Slime Girls. Alright,
So, like, that's the other major thing. A lot of these stories actually, like the ones that don't have any ships, right? They tend to treat Sunny like he basically is still 12.
Mm.
And I get it, Arrested Development is a thing. But let's be honest here, some of the stuff that you see in his headspace kind of implies that he very much had an internet connection.
Porn. He likes tentacle hentai. He was resisting the urge to ask Aubrey to step on him the entire time.
I can honestly see him do that. And there was enough funny ones where with Aubrey that he basically did just straight up said that.
Hey. Alright, now for the elephant in the room. How do you think Sunny's friends reacted to the truth?
Well, I don't know how I feel like Hero would react, but I hope that he doesn't do what I saw in some of the fics, where he just straight up started throwing hands with Sunny.
There's a very popular fan art where he just pushes Sunny down the stairs in the hospital saying, Hero tagged you! and yeah, the joke's right. So.
Yeah.
I'm gonna share my thoughts. Obviously, I think Kel would be the first to forgive. He was the one that dragged Sunny out after.
I think that's generally the general consensus, with some exceptions.
Yeah.
I've seen at least one Sunburn story where it's like stated that only Aubrey forgave him. But like the thing is, I've also seen quite a few stories where Sunny has been forgiven by most of his friends, with the exception of Hero, who's usually like the least likely to forgive him.
Yeah.
But like I've seen stories where like Hero is so angry at Sunny that he refuses to allow Kel to even interact with him.
Hmm.
Well, and that is actually kind of understandable. From a story-writing perspective, but yeah, let's be honest here, Kel's almost certainly the first to forgive him.
Yeah.
Chances are he forgives him in the hospital.
Yeah. Either he forgives him right then and there, or he takes a bit, but he will definitely be the first to forgive him.
Yeah. Aubrey, let's be honest here, she's probably the most likely to actually be the one to start throwing hands with Sunny immediately.
I mean, she has a temper, but
she's also most likely to eventually forgive him at the most, like, a few years, but at minimum, like, a few weeks later.
And
even at fastest, like, a few days. But only just because of the fact that she basically would eventually realize she was basically in Sunny's position and only got lucked out by the fact that Hiro showed up.
I was gonna say, like, she at some point she would remember that if Basil did drown in the lake that day, she would be in the exact same position.
No, it wouldn't. It would have actually been worse because Sunny doesn't know how to swim. She would have ended up killing both of them. She really did luck out that Hiro was there because history was repeating itself straight up.
Yeah. Hiro, yes, Mari was his girlfriend after all, and it will definitely take.
I've seen stories where like they imply that like they don't get it until later on, but like let's be honest here, they all but were already together. If they didn't have a name for it, they were.
I think that it will definitely take the longest for him to forgive him. But eventually he does come around saying that he needs to be there for him. It's what Mari would have wanted to forgive him. Blah blah blah. And now they're one big happy family. I see mixed opinions on how everyone feels about Basil's actions. Because he was the one that fucking suggested the idea of tying the noose with a jump rope and staging Mari's death like a suicide. Seriously, how does a 12-year-old know how to tie a noose?
Some people imply that it might have been from learning from Mari how to do flower crowns.
Maybe.
But at the same time, let's be honest here. That kid's such a... Like, he was literally shown being introduced to Sunny while crying.
Yeah.
And like that he already wasn't happy before he joined that friend group. Chances are...
I feel bad for Polly.
Let's be honest here. Chances are, like, there's a reason why he already knew ahead of time, and there's no good explanation. Either it's dramatic irony that he learned it from Mari, or the worst can be assumed.
Emo kid.
I like how we basically spent most of this session like so far. Talking about like how it's so much funner to play as Riku because you play basically like an actual Kingdom Hearts game.
Yeah.
And also talking about how, like the aftermaths of our Omori Let's Play because we're not exactly going to start up a new episode.
Unless please.
Chances are I'll eventually get around to playing it on my own, like on Steam.
Doesn't Kevin own it on his account?
Yeah, that's why. But I'm currently playing GTA.
Yeah.
Quick side note, the most recent thing I've done on GTA was start up, I finished the heist setup for the Polito base score, which is, the one where you break into the bank and shoot out with a minigun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Going back to Omori stuff, because honestly I'm having a lot of fun talking about this.
It's fun. I never put a spoiler warning, but I'll be sure to put one in the description.
Yeah, you might want to put it up in the description of the title, actually.
Yeah, I will. So yeah. I feel bad for Polly. She has to deal with a lot. But she cares for Basil, at least.
I've also seen that, like, more often than not, stories where, that take place years later.
Yeah.
Like, we'll usually have it so that Basil is still under the, like, if not full-time, but, like, if not full-time, he's, like, partially still being checked on by, like, Polly.
To be fair, there is no way that kid can be trusted alone.
Yeah.
No matter how long it's been.
Like, even at, like, stories where, like, they're 21-year-olds, they will show, like, Basil still needs help to keep himself from doing shit. Because let's be honest here, out of all the kids, he's probably the most traumatized.
Yeah, definitely.
Because not only did he go through basically the exact same torment that Sunny went through, he also had to go through with being bullied for 4 years by Aubrey
for something he didn't do.
And like it's especially fucked when you look back at the last duet and you can realize that Basil was the one that Basil was introduced by Aubrey, implying that they were already at least acquaintances beforehand. And that Aubrey's probably, like, the person he's known the longest out of that friend group.
Yeah.
So, yeah! That's, like, another downer ending to the whole, like, storyline revolving around Aubrey and Basil.
I mean, Aubrey did express towards the end of the game that she is very sorry, and in the ending where Basil does...
Yeah, like, I know. I'm saying, like, it makes that entire ending even more fucked. Because Aubrey will basically have to go, like, the rest of her life thinking that she killed, like someone who really didn't deserve it. And also, that same person is quite literally, like, someone she's known for, I don't know, probably as long as she's known the others. If not more.
Yeah. Huh. Oh my god.
I do like that, like, on the Hikikomori route, after you get over the whole, like after Omori basically supplants Sunny, Basil will join Mari at the picnic, and there will be new picnics basically everywhere. Oh yeah, the Omori like art book came out, and it's also like partially the strategy guide to the entire game, and the strategy guide is bigger than the art book, which really is like just a way to show just how fucking packed the game is with content that can be missed entirely.
This game took 6 years to make as a reminder. But the idea's been there for longer.
Yeah, we talked about Omori boy.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Omori. Fucking hell.
I feel bad for Abby though.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of implied that her only crime was basically trying to tell Omori Sunny needs to move on and actually, like, learn the truth. Like, accept what happened. And for that, she was cast off to only ever be encountered at the abyss on the Hikikomori route. And in the scene where you can actually straight up kill her off.
Yeah. I made a little group chat with my friends just to, like, post Omori fanfics on AO3, and I forgot I linked an Omori 9/11 fic, which, interpret that as you will.
Wasn't that, didn't I originally have a joke about how Kel did?
Yeah, and then someone, you know, did the funny. Fucking hell. After the bad ending of Omori, Sunny goes back in time on the day during the attack at the World Trade Center, and the only way to prevent this national tragedy is by having sex with his sister.
What? What?
You know what? I'm gonna read this out loud. Prepare yourself.
Craft fix be crazy, yo.
Yeah. It's a long way down. Do you want to jump? What the hell? Why am I in a plane? Hi, little brother. Crap, hi Mari. Sunny, we are in 9/11. Whoa, what? Like the day that the towers got hit by a plane? Yes, and we have to have sex to stop the plane from crashing into the World Trade Center. Okay. They bang. Wow, Mari, I don't know how to feel about that, but I don't think I should ever look at you the same. It's okay, little brother, I lied. The planes are still gonna hit the World Trade Center, I just wanted to use you. Mari, how could you? Don't worry, Sunny. We have lots and lots of more fun in the afterlife. We can have lots more fun in the afterlife. The little siblings belong to their older siblings. You know this. You'll spend all of eternity being my little toy. I own you. You trust me, right?
Why the hell are you listening?
I love you, little brother. The plane hits the World Trade Center and they die. And there's a literal image of the World Trade Center on the...
Yo, what the fuck?
The end. It's in bold cursive. And they just recently, I don't want to read that title.
I remember one of the funnier craft fics was one in which, where it's like, where it happens that, like, you know how Sunny hasn't really gone through much of puberty because he's clearly, like, very malnourished?
Yeah.
Where, like, the one major aspect of his body that has changed significantly is his voice. In which he has a really deep voice, and basically, like, I think the funniest part was where Hiro just, like, starts basically like how it's not fair that he has a much better voice than him. It was also one where Aubrey and Kim, like, fought over him. It was funny. It was only 5 chapters long.
I just found one by the same author as the 9/11 fic.
Why though?
Mari is approached by a shadowed entity named Daddy Longlegs. He tells her that if Mari, assaults her her little brother, then Hitler will cease from existence. And
I know it's kind of implied that Headspace isn't actually something that he created, and it's kind of been just a thing. But like, why the fuck?
I wish.
Why bring up Hitler?
It's still there. Hitler still existed. That's the ending. Okay.
All I know is that, like, the subreddit is weirdly obsessed with the idea that Aubrey's a lesbian.
I don't see that very often, actually.
I saw it quite often in, like, Tumblr and parts of the subreddit. Then again, there's a reason why I avoid video game subreddits.
Yeah.
And that's because I just don't like having to deal with their bullshit.
There's one where... I found one thread where,
I think the funniest part was, like, sometime, like, the amount of, like, Aubrey lesbian posts that have been showing up. They made a joke where, where Sonny tells Aubrey that he's in love with her. And she's like, I'm a lesbian. Like, so what?
he becomes girl.
The funny part is, yeah, you can kind of, like, talk about the fact that, in the Hikikomori route, Sonny, for some reason, implemented an entire potion in his own mind that transforms him into a girl for no reason.
I think that's part of the scrapped gender bend feature.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying, like, if you actually stop to think about it, why would it be in his head that, like, he would want a potion that could transform into a girl? Unless,
I don't know.
Sonny already has some questions about his own identity. That, or he really, really liked watching episodes of Ranma Half.
I found one where Aubrey needs money, so she gets a job at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza.
I think I saw that once at some point, but I don't remember if that was on my whole, like, crawl through, like, the kudos section.
It's kind of low in the kudos section.
Yeah, that'd definitely not be something I saw in that part. But I think I might have encountered something like that. Either way,
there's a whole...
like, as much as I will, like, admit to watching, like Friday Night, fucking Five Nights at Freddy's, like, videos.
Wait.
No, like, for instance, before coming here, one of the things I'd been doing, like, well, actually, technically it was the first thing I did after waking up, was watch that last part of MatPat's Ultimate Timeline video. All I could think is, man, kind of convenient that, like, that the people who make these games, like, are in charge of canon right now, deliberately made it so, like, a story came out recently in which it all but stated that, yes, Gregory is in fact Patient 47, I think it was called.
I don't know.
And probably giving the most credence to MatPat's theory that Gregory's a robot.
That game's coming to Switch now. The new security breach.
Because, like, it happened in one of those Tales of the Pixelplex books.
Yeah.
Also, it's, like, straight up confirmed that Gregory had apparently been the one that was killing Vanessa's therapists.
Security breach is coming to Nintendo Switch now. I wonder how that's gonna run.
I mean, the Switch has GTA Definitive Edition. I don't think they care much about, like,
that's true.
That kind of stuff.
And I found, like, a collection on AO3 called The Best of Omori, which is considered top tier Omori works.
I don't trust any like collection that says best of things, because that's really subjective from like a collection like collected by one person.
Well, it's open and anyone can contribute to it.
That's even less trustworthy.
For a better or worse. So we got One More Time, which I did mention.
That was the
they play Omori after Sonny died. One where Sonny becomes the League of Legends player.
Oh yeah. I think I might have seen that one. Reminds me of like one where like this really weird crackfic where like Omori basically exists as like a split personality to Sunny, and he runs a streaming channel based on the game Osu.
Hey guys, welcome. Not Osu.
Yeah, I have no idea why. I read it because I have a habit of reading crackfics because I usually find them funny, but it was weird.
I've never played Osu, but I know what it is.
I think I've seen like one of my brother's friends play it.
How Sunny's learned to stop worrying and love the occult, which is the one where he just fucking resurrects Mari.
Let me see if that was one of the more recent fics I saw past. Because I still have that tab open. Well, clearly, because I'm still reading fics.
Still. I have one tab open.
You'd be surprised at how many tabs I have.
I've had 4 open at the most, but because I just usually stick with... I made an AO3 account just so I can bookmark stuff. So, yeah.
There it is, yeah.
The occult one.
Yeah. It was the page
By your side once more. Or...
So why was that one like hero story you mentioned at the beginning like really like infamous?
Oh, because like
because I did not read that one.
Okay, it's called You're Bad, Mari.
Honestly, I tend to read stories more focused around Sunny than anybody else.
Well, basically, there's 2 installments. First one has multiple endings, and so you know it's a good sign. So basically, it all takes a turn for, well, you know, it's post-bad ending, but Hero saves Sunny from committing Sumi.
Oh wait, I think I actually... No. Maybe, continue?
And then Hero starts seeing things, and thinking like, oh my god, Mari's back! And then, he fucking murders Sunny's mother by pushing her in front of a moving car.
What the fuck?
And then he becomes very, overprotective of Sunny, basically becoming his living, breathing teddy bear. And, you know, everyone catches on. And there's the good ending, the bad ending, and the destruction ending. Good ending. I don't know, I guess Hero just gives up. I have to... Well, I know the bad ending got a sequel fic. And the destructive ending, everyone just ends up fucking dying in some way. So,
yeah, that sounds like bad fanfiction writing.
I mean, there's people who love it and people who hate it. It doesn't help that the hero interpreted that page on the Tumblr Sexy Man wiki.
Why the fuck?
Shit. That's not a joke, by the way.
So here's a parameter on like if the writing on something is good. Is there a Tumblr Sexy Man for it? Chances are no. And I know what you're about to say, but isn't Bill Cipher a Tumblr Sexy Man? And Gravity Falls is a good story? Well, yes, but Bill Cipher wasn't a Tumblr Sexy Man in the fucking show. That was bullshit and like created completely by fans.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck wants to fuck Sans from Undertale? He's literally a skeleton.
Some people.
Like, I know, like, some people will point out that, like, oh, but he bleeds, so there's something there. Yeah, that doesn't change the fact that most of his body is fucking bones.
Anyway.
All I could say is I find Tumblr Sexy Men to be a very stupid, like, thing.
Yeah.
Because, like, you guys are saying that, like, they're sexy, but, like, at the same time, more often than not, this is basically just an excuse to, like, flanderize terrible people. Because more often than not, it's usually done exclusively for bad guys.
Yeah. Anyway, I found one. This is really funny. Where 5 years after.
In fact, getting back to the whole Bill Cipher thing, I remember that like apparently Alex Hirsch like had a image posted. This is what Bill Cipher would have looked like if he was a human, and it was basically like nothing like how they thought. Because he also does not like the whole thing.
That's fair. I found one where 5 years after Mori died, so 1 year after the good ending, Mori comes back from the dead because, get this, she beat the Grim Reaper at Mario.
Oh yeah, I love that one. That shit was funny. I think that's actually the one I was thinking about. Like when it wasn't Mario Party, by the way. It was like this sweetheart fighting game.
Bootleg Mario Party, but with a Mori character of some sort.
No, it was definitely like a fighting game, I think, because
they explicitly say a chance time, and that was like Mario Party.
Okay, maybe you're right. But like, I especially loved how they explained it, because just like the fact that the Grim Reaper was like, okay, you can go back to life, but if you come back within the century, I'm gonna shove this controller right up your. I love whenever like anything pisses off the Grim Reaper. You can definitely tell one of my favorite shows growing up was Billy and Mandy.
I've been thinking about starting binging that. That's because you won't shut up about it.
It probably hasn't aged very well, but it's still like a good time for me.
It looks so unhinged that
it very much was. Like here, let me show you a clip.
Oh my god.
Like this is something they got away with in Cartoon Network. Fuck. It's gonna be annoying to try and find like the image at the very least. Okay, honestly, it might take way too much time.
Yeah.
So the issue, like the main reason I say it probably hasn't aged very well is because gross out humor is kind of a thing, mostly thanks to Billy. But Billy, like, there's this one scene where like Billy just kind of skids down on like the street face first, and his face gets all shredded, and like he looks up and then starts laughing. That was something that did happen. I remember that happening. To be fair, this is the same story in which this is the same like series in which Billy gets turned into chocolate and then starts eating himself.
Cannibalism. Whatever.
But yeah, to be fair though, Billy's a fucking idiot.
That is very fair.
It just regularly he's considered like the most dumb thing out there.
That's kind of a stretch, but okay. Well, actually,
no.
Never mind. It's not a stretch at all.
He's legitimately a fucking idiot.
That's true.
Like, you want to know how bad he is?
I think I've seen it hard enough.
No. There's an actual clip Tom, like what happened when he took a test.
Oh no.
Fucking. Hey. Fucking.
Ten years later.
I'm sorry that most of the clips on this show were compiled into videos that I'd rather not have to like scroll through to find what I'm looking for.
To be fair, copyright's a bitch.
Basically, the thing involves like his principal like having come over to like. Actually, I think I might be able to find it on the Finding page TV trips, if not as video, but like as a quote. Okay, I couldn't. But basically, they talk about like how he was so stupid that like I think it was like 2 charm bracelets and a shovel had a better score than he did.
A shovel?
If I remember correctly, I could be wrong. I really don't feel like looking into it right now. Funnily enough, that shows also one of the ways I found out about Voltaire.
Voltaire?
One of my favorite musicians. Because he did a song for an episode, and like, funnily enough, he talked about the song in a video, right? One of the things he brings up is the fact that he got paid by like the time, like in the song. So he made it like he said. So how long can I make the song? You can make it up to 5 minutes long. So he knows the fact that he's getting paid by how long it takes, right?
Yeah.
So he made it explicitly 5 minutes long. But more importantly, like sometimes there wasn't even any like he quite literally just started putting instrumental parts just to like
pad out the length.
Yeah. But it was a good thing that he did that, because like the part of that episode actually kind of worked better, because like during the parts where there was no singing, they had a montage of Billy doing stuff that he was being told to do.
Yeah.
He's like, it was a song called Brains, and like the entire plot was that like a meteor lands and it's like this entity that eats brains, and Billy like tricked into getting the brains from all of his from like all of his friends and neighbors and just everyone around the town before Mandy gets her brain taken, and she like is so like evil and powerful that she overtakes the original entity and is now asking Billy to find brains for her at the very end.
Oh.
You can tell that this is an episodic show where things reset. That's not even a joke. The world ends multiple times.
The world ends next episode. Hey, what did I miss? It just looks so unhinged.
It's a really crazy show.
I'll start watching after I finish binging Phineas and Ferb.
Just don't have like the highest things, because like in some of the later seasons they start getting fairly pop culture-y. But at the same time, it's just a fun time like to see this and think, this is a children's show on Cartoon Network? What?
Children's in heavy quotation marks. Okay. I found more ones where Mari is an evil person and, abuses Sony, not sexually but physically, and then stuff. Yeah. I'm having I'm dying.
Yeah.
What else was there? What else? Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. So much. So much. Ay.
Also, word of warning. Billy can be a bit annoying because of his voice. But if I remember correctly, he's also voiced by the same man who did Zim, so that kind of comes with the territory when it comes to him.
Yeah, I went to the convention. Like, the Pennsylvania convention, the voice actor was there signing autographs.
Richard Steven Horowitz, if I remember correctly?
Yeah. But his signing was right next to Scott the Waz, so as a result, there was not that much in line, because, brown hair, white boy with glasses is a better priority. Seriously, the line went all the way from up, then down, and all the way up, extended into another room.
If the line for his wasn't that big, I almost certainly would have gone on to it to get like a friggin' like autograph, because I'm a fan of both Billy Mandy and Invader Sim.
You didn't even take a picture with him. That's where I bought the original PS2 versions of Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. I saw Rechain of Memories there, but I didn't have the budget for it.
This was,
But I did have the budget for Jackass the video game on PlayStation 2. Anyway.
I should make a save point.
Yeah, smart. Have you... What else is there? Blah, blah, blah. God damn, there's... There is a... There's ones where Mari actually does kill herself in, like, depression or something.
I saw at least one of those, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, on one hand, like, I guess Sunny doesn't have that guilt in him, but at the same time, let's be honest here, it's actually kind of fucked to think, like, for everyone to realize that, like, yeah, she did kill herself. Because, like, there's no truth to it. She just did it. Also, I find it funny how the one that I did see was talking like how Lily of the Valley is a poisonous flower, right?
Is it?
Yeah.
Ah. Yeah.
But like, the reason I think it was funny is because when Nico started his Let's Play, he was completely blind. He didn't know anything, right?
Wow, just like you, for real.
But like, when I say he didn't know anything, I mean he didn't even have any hints at like what was going on. But I mean he very much expected it to be a lot more of a depressing story at the beginning, right?
And then Kel happened.
Obviously. But more importantly, his theorizing went into a completely different world than I did, because I kind of already had an inkling of where shit was going.
And then Kel happened.
Because, like, I couldn't exactly avoid, getting spoiled on certain things for 2 years. Because his videos came out, like, shortly after the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, like, when it came to, like, Basil and, like, Mari, he was especially off. Like, for instance, he didn't even realize that Basil was a real person until well into the Hikikomori route.
He's real?
like he was like of the opinion that like Basil wasn't real until he got to the actual true route when he saw Basil.
I mean,
so you see,
you were theorizing how Aubrey was Dreamworld only at one point.
So you know how like okay, that was on me, but like so you know how like Basil and like would show up in like some of the photos in the scratch stat section.
Yeah.
He saw that and he didn't realize Basil was there. It was only on reviewing his footage after encountering Basil in the real world that he like realized, oh shit, it's right there. And he also didn't realize that Sunny was the one on the violin for a while. Like even longer than that.
Yeah.
But like one of the things that he like got especially wrong was in his eyes, from the second she was introduced as with the Lily of the Valley, he thought she was evil. Well, we want to know where he got his knowledge of like Lily of the Valley is poisonous.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad. Thanks to Breaking Bad, he was just like in the completely different area.
Jesse, you got it.
And that same Lily of the Valley is poisonous thing ended up being referenced in like the description for that one story I did see where like it's just what if Mari really did commit suicide?
Have you encountered one called Snow? Yet?
What's that one about?
It's Sunny X Aubrey centric, and takes place after the good ending. Everyone forgives him, you know.
Yeah.
He moves away, gets bullied in school, visits his friends over the holidays, blah blah blah. I'll just send a link.
Don't. Like, if there's any notable things I might know.
Kills a talk blocker in that one.
Let me see, because you'd be surprised at how many stories I did read in the interim. Okay, let me check my history.
Huh.
No, I don't. Let me look at let me like search for the name on the pages I've already seen. Oh yeah, yeah. I didn't read that one.
It's a good one. I read it twice.
Well, that's good to know. Maybe I'll read it later.
I read it. It's part of a trilogy with the second one still ongoing, and the third one's in quote pre-production. And the author is a fucking meme lord in terms of like, I don't know.
You think that's a like? Do you remember that? So do you remember how like I brought out some of the loot stories?
I do.
Yeah. The thing is, like some of the most popular ones were made by the same guy, right?
Yeah.
And I saw that some of them were labeled as crack, so I read them to see what was up. And the fact that like that same person had brought in Yakuza stuff twice.
Yakuza, like the Mafia, or like the game series?
The game series. Like, there was at least one sequence in both ones where Sonny started emulating Majima.
Yeah. Oi.
Not gonna lie.
Oh, have you heard of the video where
like like after seeing that stuff, I just kind of kept reading them to see like where this shit would go.
Have you read one where or it's a video, but have you seen one where Phoenix Wright defends Sonny in court after the events of the good ending?
I haven't seen that.
It's on objection. It was made on objection law. It's on YouTube.
Oh, send that to me.
Yeah, let me find it.
By the way, like, after seeing the bad ending, I've kind of had my time stuck in my head for a while.
Close your eyes.
Yeah, just... You don't need to, like, sing it.
It's called Turnabout Something.
My client is innocent because he was a 12-year-old!
Even in that video, Edgeworth is on Sonny's side. And even the judge is like, now, take your time, Sonny.
What kind of asshole decides to prosecute like someone who did something at 12?
I don't know what else has happened other than the Omori incident.
I'll say this about it.
Yesterday, I rewatched Shark Boy and Lava Girl for the first time in like a decade.
How was that?
It is the greatest movie mankind has ever put together. It is truly a work of art. It is. I'm joking.
I know you're joking, but at the same time, I legitimately have high respect for Robert Rodriguez. So
I was resisting the urge to burst into laughter the entire movie.
Yeah. But like, anyways, getting back to.
Also, I grew up with Spy Kids, so.
Yeah. Same. The amount of times I've seen Game Over is.
That is a. I own that on my Microsoft account actually, and it's the only Spy Kids movie on Paramount Plus. That's a fun fact. Paramount owns the movies now, I guess.
But yeah, to be fair though, they did show that on Cartoon Network quite often.
Yeah. I watched 3D on Disney Channel though.
I know.
Going back to Omori.
Oh yeah. So some of the other stuff I saw in the fandom, like, all I could say is some of the Sunburn art, like, I saw on Tumblr was pretty cool. But only just because the amount of ones where, like, it emphasized Aubrey's, like, delinquentism is funny.
Yeah.
It really does, like, lean into the whole joke of, like, Sunny's like, step on me. In fact, I think I saw one of those arts actually using that. Let me...
He asked for no pickles, kind sir.
Let's be honest here, that relationship would be that type.
Yeah.
Like, that is straight up a classic case of, like, someone who would need someone to say no pickles.
Yeah.
Just if only because I do not have... I like, here's one of them.
Oh yeah.
Like, I do not have the confidence for Sunny to ever have, like, confidence in himself. So Sunny is the type of person who I feel would need help with just about everything. Like, he is a mess.
Truly. Man needs help.
Here's another one.
Just wait until Aubrey finds about the bunny slaughtering mission.
The thing is, like, one of the things that, like, Nico's, like, talking about, like, why does Sunny hate bunnies so much? And all I can think is, I don't think there's any actual explanation. But just why is the bunny an enemy?
Why not?
Like, there's no actual reasoning, I think. But I always find it funny that, like, that's an actual side quest you can do.
Yeah.
Oh, funnily enough, I see these images, right?
Yeah.
And I remember reading a fanfic that was, like, written around these images.
Basil's last words.
I think that, like, Aubrey basically all but tried.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna watch My Neighbor Totoro for the first time on Wednesday. Never seen the movie.
Huh? Oh yeah, I guess you wouldn't have.
Yeah. They're actually showing it this year for their Studio Ghibli Fest. No.
I don't know, someone who's actually, like, seen it already? I'm surprised it took you this long.
Well, I'm lazy, and it took me until last year to actually see a Studio Ghibli movie.
Princess Mononoke is a great film, I'll say this.
That's playing this year as well, and that's on my list.
Yeah, definitely watch it.
As well as I'm gonna drag my sister and rewatch Ponyo, Kiki's Delivery Service, House Moving Castle, and Spirited Away with her. Because she missed out on all 4 of those, and she's very salty about it. And I'm also eyeing Wind Rises, Castle in the Sky, and... yeah, I think that's it.
I should probably stop bothering attempting to find that one we just saw. Snooey.
Snooey. Oppie. Kel Gaming.
I'll say this.
I did see one. It was kind of funny. They had one scene where Sonny's like has moved away and he's just playing Call of Duty on his Xbox, and he keeps killing this person, and you know that person who has the who has the username XX Death Reaper XX fucking leaves a voice message to Sonny.
I feel like this is a call out for some of my usernames. What?
Leaves a voice message for Sonny, and he.
That's straight up like I have used stuff like Death Reaper like a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if that's actually part of the fanfic or you're just calling me out.
It's part of the fanfic. And
And yes, that is my secret. I've always been an edgy asshole.
So he gets in a voice call with the person, and he's like, "Where are you at, bitch? I'm from far away. I can kick your ass in real life." and he recognizes the voice sounds kind of girly. And then later, when he goes to visit far away, Kel was like, "Dude, Aubrey was playing Call of Duty this one time, and she kept losing to this one guy. It was hilarious."
You gotta send me this shit, dude.
It's like one scene, and then
to be fair, canonically, Sunny is like viewed as the best out of the four at gaming.
Yeah, and then it's Kel straight up states that the username was made by Basil.
Fucking the idea of like fucking Sunny teabagging Aubrey's like many corpses is hilarious. He probably didn't do that, but let's be honest here. If you're playing Call of Duty, why aren't you doing that?
Well, it's part of a multi-chapter romance fit, but it's a funny joke in there.
Yeah, I know, but like, let's be honest here. That's what people do when playing Call of Duty.
Yeah, I'm also sending this now out of spite.
Yeah, go ahead. I literally already know where it is on the.
Speaking of Call of Duty, brief off topic, but big update on the Microsoft Activision buyout. The CMA has, well, a couple big updates. Number one, the CMA has softened its stance, saying they no longer believe the buyout will harm console competition. They're now only focused on the cloud gaming market.
Stadia's fucking dead.
NVIDIA and Microsoft has signed more 10-year deals with Boosteroid and this one company I don't know the name of, but it's based in Ukraine. To bring all of their Xbox PC games to cloud, including Activision titles. And yes, that includes COD. Number two, people have started to say Sony has pretty much lost control over the narrative. Their arguments mean nothing anymore. Because Sony went as far as to say, Call of Duty can't be replaced. We use the profits from COD to fund our own first-party titles.
You don't get that much profit from it.
Microsoft could intentionally sabotage the PlayStation versions by making it buggier, which is disrespectful to game developers, by the way.
Yeah, especially considering how there was ever going to be a buggier version of Call of Duty. It's going to be the Switch.
Huh. I mean, they have that now. They now have to legally bring it to Nintendo consoles once the merger goes through. And
no, I'm just saying because like the Switch is hardware.
Yeah. And I no longer think it's a matter of if. I now think this is a matter of when it goes through.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Blizzard needs it to get rid of the stink of literally everything, and Microsoft needs it because fuck Sony.
I was talking about this with Jonathan like before the buyout was announced. Activision was not going to survive on this on their own.
Obviously.
Microsoft is going to fix everything. And the CMA did realize that, yeah, making Call of Duty exclusive would be a dumb move and would lose money.
Like, quite literally, there is no person who would ever think that making a game like Call of Duty, something historically known for doing well across all consoles it's on, a console exclusive.
The DS.
It actually did sell well on the DS.
Know. It sold well on the Wii as well. Not Wii U, because...
Yeah.
The Wii U.
But like, it is something historically known for doing well across all the boards.
Yeah.
It would actually be a stupid idea to not abuse that.
Yeah. And Microsoft also made a commitment, even though they're not legally required to bring the PC versions back to Steam consistently. And even though it hasn't happened yet, Activision has already brought 3 of the older CODs that missed out on Steam back to Steam.
What does Dark Ones do?
I don't know.
I forget. Just the amount of things I could list as I forget is just.
I have more.
Come on. I know you heard me.
Also, there were a group of gamers located somewhere in San Francisco, which is like half an hour away. I could go and beat those guys up right now. Please don't arrest me. That's a joke. For legal reasons, I have to clarify. That's a joke.
For legal reasons, I have to clarify. this is all a joke. But at the same time, I can also clarify that the people I'm talking about are jokes into themselves.
So a group of gamers tried to sue Microsoft to stop the merger because they tried to make the argument that it would hurt console competition, which is the exact same reason the FTC.
The console wars are fucking dead. Just get over it.
It's the exact same reason the FTC tried to block the deal, but just recently, a judge threw out the case because they didn't provide any evidence.
Surrender
Sony fanboys.
They have 20 days to file a rebuttal.
The thing is, there's straight up literally no reason not to let it go. The console wars are in fact dead. Everyone knows at this point. The main thing is consoles versus PC, because PlayStation fucked up hard, and the Switch is basically just not playing the same game anymore.
Sony is now being forced to provide its third-party exclusivity deals to the FTC and Microsoft, and now the Japan government is probing them, Sony as well. So
she feared that might be like a fuck you thanks to the whole leaving Japan thing.
Yeah. Where Mickey Mouse? Michael Rodent?
That voice.
Technically, his last name still would be Mouse.
That's a joke.
Remember, Riku, you're not alone.
Because mouses are a rodent, mice, whatever.
Yeah, but the whole joke is that Michael, it would be his full name. And it's basically showed us that I don't respect you, so I'm not going to call you by your nickname.
I got it.
Michael Rodent.
I won't lose to darkness.
I have a
This is the joke of like Charles Entertainment Cheese, because that's Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that same joke realized that yes, Cheese is in fact the last name in full. You don't change it. So Mickey Mouse's name would be Michael Mouse.
I have a mod for Rivals of Ether that's a Mickey Mouse mod, but it just calls him Michael Rodent.
Like, do you know what Goofy's last name is?
Dog.
No. It's Goof.
Goofy Goof.
Yeah.
Donald Duck. Huh. Big win for Microsoft, big L for Sony. That's wonderful. Sony should stop trying to fight this deal. They're only delaying it.
Like, I like how it shows the Ansem is playing by the game, but like Riku's just straight up, no, fuck that. Rapid break quickly breaks the opponent's cards for a boost in time.
Also, new episode of South Park aired.
Oh yes, I heard about this one.
Have you seen it?
I'm gonna be honest here, I usually just kind of hold off on seeing the entire South Park season now.
Well, this one, Cartman realizes he's poor. And he hates living in a hot dog. So, and he realizes he knows his Butters has a job at He realizes Butters has a job at an ice cream shop. So Cartman's like, "Mom, can I go get a job at the ice cream shop?" And then Cartman's mom's like, "You wouldn't even last 4 hours."
If I remember correctly, he legitimately lasted 3 hours and 2 minutes.
Yeah. And then he opens his own restaurant with Kenny.
They released this episode on Kenny's birthday too.
And
and that's also why they changed their like profile pics to Kenny and glasses.
They always change the profile pics to something magic. So they name it Dick and Balls Hot Dogs, and that was the title of the episode. And I did not realize the joke until I actually heard them say it out loud, and now I'm really upset that it took me that long to realize.
If I remember correctly, the entire episode's basically just like an allegory for their experience reopening Casa Bonita.
Probably. And they're hiring, but nobody gets hired. It's like a redneck shows up, and they reject him because they don't want to give him mental health work days. And he was like, they took her job, and drives off. You can hear voices in the background saying, they took her job.
Funnily enough, the actual experience for them is the fact that there's a ton of people looking to get hired at Casa Bonita. Because the amount of people who would willingly work for Mantray is, significant.
For you to sense it.
And it's easier than being the animator.
To the darkness in your heart.
And then so Butters gets fed up, makes all the hot dogs himself, and it makes enough money to and so he negotiates.
G-mode.
So Butters.
That's what it was. I forgot about this.
Butters, who technically owns the hot dog stand now, makes a negotiation with Cartman's mom. And he allowed the Cartman and his mom to move back into their old house, and Cartman's very not happy about it. It's like, I want chicken balls. No, he's crying. It makes me wonder, since the Prince and Princess of Canada moved into that house, where are they now?
Presumably they were only staying there for their tour.
Maybe. Yeah, no. They want their privacy.
That and the fact that, in reality, Mantray realized giving them even more attention would have been exactly what they wanted, so...
Yeah. One episode's enough. They live in Stan's house now. That's a joke. Anyway, one episode left of the season, and then we got to wait for the 2 Paramount Plus specials.
Or at least they handled the hot dog house significantly better.
Yeah.
And Johnny Tutelis was talking about how chances are they're probably gonna, especially since it's so popular, they're probably gonna keep bringing Dick and Balls hot dog as a reoccurring site for the kids to hang out at.
Yeah.
Nice to see.
We got one more episode left of the season, and then the 2 Paramount Plus specials to look forward to.
The organization used to be that bound us together.
I remember Kevin hoping one of them would be a Halloween special.
Let it go, Vexen.
They would have to hold off until October.
Mantray are getting sued about the whole thing, by the way.
Yeah, I brought that up in the past.
Yeah, I know, but I was gonna say, do you think that HBO has any room to stand on?
Warner Bros. Has money.
2 cents. In the lowest basement.
There's 3 outcomes. There's a couple outcomes to that.
The thing is, why are they even arguing about this when HBO Max is already going to die? We literally know that's what Discovery Warner Bros. Is going to do.
Yes, the rights would transfer over to the new service.
But I don't think it's on the contract.
Not saying much beyond that, since the double is no more. Other visitors saw to that.
There's a couple of scenarios. One, it takes too long.
I do not know for sure.
2, Paramount wins because and everything goes as planned. Contract expires in 2 years anyway.
Yeah, this thing might be dragged out to the point where it expires anyways.
Yeah. Or 3, Warner Brothers wins and South Park Studios is forced to put out extra South Park episodes to meet the 30 episode quota.
They'd be kind of subpar, but let's be honest here, probably a good idea.
I mean,
to be fair though, everyone was kind of angry at the whole 10 episodes being reduced to 6 anyways.
I mean, on one hand, more South Park is more South Park.
But on the other hand, Mantray outright admitted that this is basically the way that they're doing this to avoid burnout.
On one hand, more South Park is more South Park. On the other, and it will give them more opportunities to make fun of more current events. On the other hand,
I can't believe it.
I think even on the other hand.
On the other hand, yeesh. Michael Rodent.
I think Mickey actually has a middle name. I'll look into it.
Mickey Mouse. We can't show Mickey Mouse. We're gonna get copyrighted.
Oh, what happened?
Is Choco Leon?
I can see.
No,
Right through you.
Choco Leon.
that was. I just saw my notifications. Oh, will you let me? Will you still let me the one that you were talking about?
That's the Call of Duty one.
Yeah.
Request?
Yeah.
Listen, Riku. Just because darkness holds you, don't let go of who you are. You've got to fight the darkness inside you. It won't be easy to do, I know. But please don't forget. Even in the darkest darkness, there's always a little light.
Light within.
Anyone? I just got reminded of that fake Disney platform fire leak, and now I can't stop laughing.
Inside the door.
Remember the one I showed you?
Which one?
The Disney fighting game leak.
Oh yeah.
It looks so fake, but it is so funny.
That's a request from my heart.
Okay.
Gosh.
I'll do my best.
Trust me. I'll try to find a way to reach you. I'll get there. I promise.
Wait a minute. According to the wiki, his full name is
Michael Mouse.
Don't worry. We shook hands.
but it's not spelled the way Michael's normally.
We're connected, you and me.
I don't know.
Guess
Something's
we
weird.
are.
Ugh.
Also, he apparently, according to the same wiki, he apparently has an older sister named Felicity Fieldmouse. And although his nephews are also named Morty and Ferdy Fieldmouse, so maybe that's Fieldmouse is the name of the husband.
Oh, some things I also want to bring up that happened recently. The trailer for the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles anime movie was released. Looks pretty good.
Cool. It's good to say something. I know for a fact that people always wonder, why do Mickey and Minnie have the same last name? Like it isn't like there aren't a bunch of people with the last name Smith or something like that.
Yeah.
Like seriously, just straight up, Diaz is like a very common name you will encounter with a bunch of like Hispanic people, and it's actually a running joke among people. And it's a bit of a racist one too. Like let me guess, your last name's Diaz or something like that.
Yeah.
And you never see like people thinking that like, oh, is that person related to like Cameron Diaz or something? No. They're named Mouse because they basically have the most generic name.
Yeah.
Just look at Donald. He also has a generic name of Duck.
Daisy Duck.
Yeah, meanwhile, Goofy's the only one that doesn't have that because his last name is Goof. And the only other dog we know of is Pete.
Isn't Pete a cat?
No, actually, yeah, you might be right. But like either way, like in his own show, there are other dog people, and they don't have the last name of Goof.
Yeah.
His last name is specifically Goof.
So yeah.
This makes a lot more sense when you take into consideration that maybe you're just following people with some really generic last names. Like, you ever see someone, like, with the last name of, like, fucking... Oh, I don't know...
Bollier.
Yeah, like, just give off a name like that. It's like, you'll probably find a couple Bolliers wherever that name comes from, but you almost certainly won't find any over here.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, if you're named, like, Smith, you'll probably encounter at least 30 Smiths in the same city.
Yeah, definitely. Which one?
Talk about Travis Town, Neverland, or Monster.
I know you. I remember you telling me horror stories about Wonderland on Riku's side.
Yeah. I guess.
So the new Ninja Turtles movie trailer dropped. It looks pretty good.
In honor of the failed Disney pilot, let's go with Acrobat.
Yeah. The animation for Ninja Turtles was a lot like Spider-Verse. Really fixed it.
You gotta love it when movies start taking after Spider-Verse, because Spider-Verse has some great animation.
Spider-Verse 2 is coming out really soon. Like, 2 months at this point now.
Acrobat.
June 2nd is the date. But yeah. I think the Spider-Verse art style does really suit Ninja Turtles well. Though, I don't think I'll ever be able to get over Donatello wearing glasses.
Or damage when striking enemies from behind. Press reload speed to power up attack cards. Does that really matter much when you don't reload?
Now, this will beg the question, will Ninja
King. I like how they like... The King. What, is Mickey Elvis?
Yeah. So now this begs the question. So now, since this movie looks good, will Nickelodeon finally put out a good theatrical movie? Since who knows when was the last good one?
There was a good one?
There was a good one.
I guess the last one might have been,
The last Nickelodeon movie released in theaters was Paws of Fury. And we all know how that turned out. I guess the one before that was Paw Patrol. But only via distribution. And remember, SpongeBob 4 is coming in 2025.
Should I raise Riku's Darkness or Attack?
Darkness, because I haven't been raised yet. Something else, remember Nick All-Stars?
Yeah, it's dead.
Yeah, it is. That's the full sentence. There's nothing to announce about that game. I tried to play online. I sat there for 10 minutes. Didn't even find the game. Granted, I am playing on PS5, but you know how it is. Uh-oh. Your Majesty!
Oh, well, it's good to finally have a healer.
Yeah. Oh well. In terms of the other, better, but this game seriously needs updates, platform fighter multiverses. Some data miners have found out they might be starting to add Echo Fighters. Because, you know, making new characters is hard, apparently. And, personally, in my humble opinion, I do not mind clone characters in fighting games, because it's an easy way to pad out the roster without taking up too much time. Fight me, folks. But... Darkness? That's edgy. The one Echo Fighter they found is so stupid, I don't know how to feel about it.
Which one?
It was going to be a skin, but they decided to upgrade it into its own fighter. I'm talking about Pickle Rick, of course.
They already don't have him voiced. Why the fuck?
He is voiced, but via archived audio. Though I guess now they're going to have to re-record and recast. Because Pickle Rick is the funniest shit I've ever seen. I guess the problem is that he's going to come out the same time as the Joker. From DC Comics. I do not know what that dark power does.
Well, for instance, it just gave me a slight. Actually, slights.
I'm telling you all,
Finally.
Pickle Rick will save the game.
Dark Break, 3 Soul Eaters. Leap, 5 through 15. Only available with Dark Mode. Dark Firaga, 16 to 25. Only available with Dark Mode. Dark Aura, 27.
I had an unusually realistic dream that Puss in Boots got added and he had a very detailed moveset. But also Dr. Doofenshmirtz was added. And all his voice lines are just all his backstories. Like,
Multiple shots back to back with the King.
I had dreamed Dr. Doofenshmirtz was added and all his voice lines were just him explaining his backstories for a full minute.
Dual attack.
4 seconds. I thought that was 4 minutes at first. Now it's like... Live? Well,
So basically, the only way to do slides right now is dark mode, with the king, or doing a duel.
yeah. Also, Spanish or college update. I am probably going to be dropping out of Spanish class because it's well, I wouldn't say it's not working for me, but it's too early in the morning for me and I'm having issues waking up. This past week I've woken up consistently like 1 p.m. That's fun. But I'm going to be taking filmmaking class. So you're not... So... Sorry, college. You're not rid of me just yet. And I'm thinking about just going to Kenyatta next semester instead of CSM.
What made you change?
Well, one, as the people at the school pointed out, it's easy to just go to the other campus. I swear they would not shut up about it.
Well, yeah, they're the same college, all three of them.
I know. And two, why not? Change the scenery.
Fair enough. Just be aware that Kenyatta's on a mountain.
I know.
We say way too much, like, personal shit on this channel, let's be honest.
At least we haven't revealed our addresses yet. Apart from the time you accidentally dropped it, I had to cut it out.
Yeah, why do you think I was silent?
So yeah, if there's anything to take away from this overly long video, Shark Boy and Love Girl is the greatest movie ever made. I'm joking, of course. Come on! Woo. Smash triangle. Or X, the aggressive.
That was X.
X. Well,
I'm trying to find a save thing.
yeah, I was gonna say wrap it up once we get to the safe spot. But, well, ow. Someone once told me maybe my dreams are a sign of future events, so now I'm concerned that because that made me remember the dream that you and I both had keyblades.
That would be...
It's Specifically, I had Sora's Keyblade and you had Mickey's Keyblade. And they, like, actually worked. Like magic. And I was like, so does this mean the world's gonna end? If so, where's the keyhole? Oh yeah, I finished my 6th playthrough of Teleport to the Truth, this time on Steam Edition. I got 47 out of 50 achievements. 47. I am missing 3, and I forget what they were.
I'm trying desperately to find a safe, like, point card, but...
I also recently hooked up my, started using my Switch controller on PC instead of PS4. Because whenever I tried to hook up PS4, it just registered as, like, a microphone or a speaker. And that got annoying. So I hooked up my Switch controller. I have to do with the mentality that B is go forward and A is go back. Because it thinks it's an Xbox controller.
Oh, thank God I found one. Should be very important as soon as I, like, finish this floor.
What the fuck happened with Steam? I continued my PC playthrough of Fresh Rebuttal after I finished Steam. Instead. I will say, to enjoy that game with a keyboard is fucking abysmal. Please don't try it.
Not even once.
For those wondering why I'm doing it, spite.
That one was good.
Oh, Knights of the Old Republic 2, I started a little bit of that. Old. Lego Star Wars Complete Saga, which, you know, is a banger game. Rivals of Ethers is the one platform fighter I did around in mods. Minecraft Dungeons, which is quite a waste of my time. Jackbox. Shit. Huh. Really? Where we have to go for a safe room?
I just realized that, like, this room, this floor is like this.
Huh.
It's very small.
And I also bought Danganronpa S on Steam. And yeah. Controlling that game with the keyboard is also fucking abysmal for some reason. I played Over the Barrels with a keyboard and mouse and it worked just fine. But for that one I'm doing using the controller. Come on!
So Inverse Burst is significantly better.
Woo. Alright. Oh, I've also been going back to Mario Galaxy 2 to 100% it. That game is a lot harder than I remember it was. Specifically the 100% run. I'm on the green star part, and... God damn it. Surely can't wait to do the final level where you have to, like, do it without getting hit once.
Surely.
I did it once when I was a kid, and when I was replaying, I was like, how did I do this when I was younger?
And now when you come back, you realize, man, this really is some bullshit.
Like, I was 9 years old when I 100%ed that. That was 2011. Now I'm 21 and it's 2023.
More free time to get used to it, so you basically just...
I guess. Yeah, I had the 100% save file. I never did that last level ever again. Successful. I've also been playing more of XCOM on the Switch recently. I got to one, XCOM 2 specifically, that's the only one on the Switch. I got the one, I did one of the Chosen missions. I seriously thought I was gonna lose. Half my squad fucking died in that mission. And I'll have you all know, I'm playing on Iron Man mode. The real one's way to play. And half my squad died. What? And for context, if you guys forget, the maximum is 6. Two out of the 3 remaining ones literally only had 1 health left. And then once we got to the and I made the very crucial mistake of not bringing any healing items. So, it's a recipe for disaster, right? Mm-hmm. Well, I continued. I pressed forward, I was like, I'm gonna fucking die, I'm gonna fucking die, I'm gonna fucking die. Because if you fail the Chosen mission, then you get no chance to try it again. They just mess around with you for the rest of the game, and I really did not want that. Those things are fucking annoying. So then I tried to distance everyone as much as possible, kinda. And then eventually, the last person who wasn't at 1 health got down to 1 health. So all 3 of my party members, or squad members, were down to 1 health. And keep in mind, this was an Iron Man run. But then a miracle happened. I fucking killed the Chosen, that mission, and got to live to see another day. Granted, all of them got gravely wounded and one of them developed PTSD, but it worked.
Hey, it worked.
It worked. And then I killed the remaining Chosen, so now all of them are dead in my run. And I also killed all the alien rulers from the Alien Hunter DLC, if you remember what those are.
Oh yeah, the
Viper King, Archon King, Berserker Queen.
Do you think the Doctor from the first game actually died, or do you think that like they're right in assuming that she probably got out?
She probably got out. I mean, how would... I mean, she did modify a fucking Berserker. And thought that was a good idea. But hey, the suits, the armor you get from that stuff is really good. After you autopsy them. I also like fucking around with the mech soldiers. Spark units. And I also have psyops, which are very handy. And you know, the best weapon in the game is a fucking sword that does not miss.
Yep.
See, this is why that's bullshit. This is why XCOM lost the first time. They didn't have a sword.
They refused to bring in the true, like,
The true weakness.
Yeah.
Because, like, sectoids are weak to melee attacks. And because the Assassin's Katana has a guaranteed chance to hit, that just breaks the game.
They really should have realized that the best way to fight these aliens wasn't the gun, it was the sword.
Yeah.
Which really reminds me of Stranger Things, where like, with the Demogorgon, like in the first season.
Yeah.
The thing that did the most damage to him outside of 11 was Steve's fucking bat with nails, and it got shot at.
And also one of the bonus DLC weapons is an axe.
Because like for something that's immune to bullets, it apparently can't take shit from like from literal like melee damage.
Yeah. Remember, one of them is literally an axe, and you can throw the axe, and that doesn't cost an action, which is very, very handy. And then there's the Boltcaster, which is a really strong, like, bow thing, but you have to reload it every turn.
Yes.
It's worth it, but it's a hassle to have to reload.
Yeah.
Thankfully, unlike XCOM 1, reloading doesn't end your turn immediately.
That'd be real annoying, imagine.
Yeah. Well, I'm dead. 2 hours into Riku. I don't know.
It really shows that, like, considering how more often than not we'd end, like, Sora's, like, after, like, 1 hour. Meanwhile, Riku, we, like, kept going.
So, if there's anything you guys want to take away from this video,
the only proper way to play that game is to play Riku's story.
I don't know. XCOM should have used swords.
Omori's best ship is Sunburned, but it doesn't change the fact that Sunny is probably not ready for a relationship.
Yeah. And...
Crack flicks are funny.
And fuck Sophie.